Hello everybody, I'm SnipingIsFun, and in my video for today, I plan on making a statement here and letting you guys know a few things, kind of a thing. Recently I've made a picture, which you've pretty much seen before I started talking in this video. I posted it to Facebook yesterday. Operation Rainfall's Facebook, the PLG, Anime Gamer Society, the Fire Emblem 12 Liberation Army, Tales of Grace Stuff Support, and I even posted it to Xseed's page too, so they could see it as well. And I made this picture thinking about it this way, and thinking about RPGs in this way, and thinking out of the RPGs I picked 10 RPGs off that picture, and I named them the 10 saviors of the RPGs. And I see it as this. RPGs outside of Japan, people still love them. People still, Americans, Europeans, Australians, everyone still loves to play those awesome RPGs. But if you think about it, the popularity has been dying because of the oversaturation of the FPS genre recently, in this previous generation that we currently are still in right now, generation we're right now. But people, they still like them. They're just less in popularity than they were last generation and before that, but people still like their RPGs, whether they're smaller, lesser known ones, or the big time ones like Final Fantasy and Kingdom Hearts. But also, I made a statement here, the 10 saviors of the RPGs. Does that mean there's only 10? No! I just named 10. There could be 12. There could be 15 for all I know. And I'm sure there are more than just 10 I named. But the reason why I named them the 10 saviors of the RPGs is because these 10 games could very well save the RPG genre outside of Japan, keep the popularity there to where it was, or raise it back up, and help the genre out a lot going into next generation, where it should be increased even more. So we're back to where we were. The 10 saviors of the RPGs. And what's sad about this is, for America-wise, only 5 of these RPGs are coming here. We're not even getting, there's a possibility we won't get the other 5. And for like Europe and Australia, they're only getting like 7 of them. Why can't we all get all 10? Japan got all 10. Why can't we get all 10? So I thought of it as this. This is part of my whole, like I was doing like last month or whatever it was. I think it was in December, I think. My whole Save Us 2012, where gamers from all these little different gaming societies, like the Operation Rainfall, Operation Starstorm, Operation Blue Wave, Operation Moonfall, the Tales of Grace Stuff Support, the Project Lant, all that stuff, and even gamers that just love Japanese games, love Japanese RPGs, to come together and help get these games out. Show Japan that countries outside of Japan, America, Europe, Australia, love to still play Japanese games, RPGs or otherwise, and we want more and more games localized so we can play them. And we don't have to jump through those hoops, those unnecessary hoops, to go and play them by importing, hacking, homebrewing, other stuff that should not be necessary. We want to go to our local store and we want to buy them. And these 10 games, I think, could do that. 5 of them are coming to everywhere else, and only 2 of the other ones are basically going to Europe and Australia as well. But I want to make sure we get these games everywhere worldwide, because these could help. Like I said, there could be more, but I only named 10. I know there's more, but I named only 10. And the 10 RPGs that I think could save the genre outside of Japan are Xenoblade Chronicles, of course. We're getting that game. Europe and Australia already have that game. We're getting it in a couple months. Pandora's Tower. Europe and Australia already are going to be getting that game. America needs that game too. Last Story. That game comes to Europe and Australia this month. America still needs to get that game. It's a game that could help bring the genre up. Earthseeker. Xseed supposedly said they had interest in this game. Will it happen? I don't know. But this game it didn't do so well in Japan. But remember, these games tend to sell more outside of Japan, enough to even make a profit. So Xseed would know that there's a profit there. More so than Japan was. And it's a game that could very well save the genre, at least get enough popularity so people be interested back in the genre. Then there's Ni no Kunai, from Studio Ghibli. They're the people who made Howl's Moving Castle and The Cat Returns and Spirited Away and all those and movies like My Neighbor Totoro and all that stuff. They made an RPG for the PS3 that has art style based off those movies. That RPG could help bring the RPG. That RPG game could help bring the genre back. We may not be getting the DS version, which we should, as well. But that game could very well help too, and it looks cool. The art style looks interesting. And that could help just as much as those last four I just named. Then there's Tales of Grace's F, which comes out next month for the PS3. We didn't get the Wii version without the F, but we're getting an F version on the PS3, and people like their Tales games, and Tales is a pretty important series ever since Tales of Symphonia. So if you like RPGs, I would recommend that game to you. It comes out next month, and I'm sure you will enjoy it. It's a game that can help save the genre. And not just that, that's not the only Tales game. There's also Tales of the Abyss, which comes out this month on the 3DS. And that looks like an awesome RPG as well. I recommend that to everyone that likes RPGs as well. It could help save the genre. Then there's the Dragon Quest Collection. And this is the most... I'm sure we're going to get this game. I have a feeling we're going to get this game. But it's just astounding if we don't. Because these are older games. They've already been done. It would be the laziest thing ever if this game especially doesn't come here. Because the games are already done. You just need to put them on a disc. They're already in English. We got these games back in like the NES and Super Nintendo days, I think. And if certain versions of them on this collection haven't, changing the language, changing the words to English shouldn't be as much as doing audio and voice acting. That's why I think this comes in. And also due to the fact that Nintendo of America especially has shown so much interest in localizing Dragon Quest games here. They're working so hard to get that franchise out here, and they're probably working even harder to get Dragon Quest X out here, which not everyone's going to buy because it's an MMORPG and not everyone wants to pay to play online. This is an old collection game. This is like a tribute back, like a tribute, like an anniversary kind of thing, like Mario was, like old school games. People want to go back and play old school RPGs. This could help it. This can show that classic RPGs are still alive, kind of thing. Then there's the next Shin Megami Tensei game, Devil Survivor 2, that releases on the original DS this month, I think. People who like the Shin Megami Tensei games will like this. Looks like an awesome RPG, and it's a great addition to your DS collection if you want to get it, and it can help save the genre. Then there is Fire Emblem Shin Manso no Nazu Hikari Tukage no Iyu. Sorry if I mispronounced that. I'm not that good in Japanese. Fire Emblem. Pretty well known outside of Japan. Not as much as in Japan, but it has gained popularity ever since Marth and Roy showed up in Smash Bros. Melee, and we got every game pretty much since then. So for us to skip out on this game before going on to the 3DS one, which even though I did not include on this list, I include it in the same category as Fire Emblem, because there's two different Fire Emblems technically in that same category. It's just wrong. They're skipping the game. Especially for people out there who want to know Marth's second adventure. That whole thing. So yeah, these 10 RPGs, I want people to spread the word on them. I want people to buy them if possible, if they come out here. I want people to ask developers to bring them out. Operation Rainfall is already doing for Pandora's Town and Last Story. Someone can keep asking Earthseeker, Xe for Earthseeker. Ni no Kunai is coming here. Tales of Grace's F and Abyss is coming here. Dragon Quest Collections. Get a hold of Nintendo for that. Shin Megami Tensei is coming here. Support it. Fire Emblem. Contact Nintendo on both of them. These 10 RPGs, plus more 10 plus RPGs, because technically I have 11 on the list because I count both Fire Emblems in the same category, can help save the genre and keep the popularity of it up onward. 2012 and onward in America, Europe, Australia, and elsewhere outside of Japan, because us gamers we sure love to play these types of games. But when we kind of get screwed out of them and don't get the games, it's kind of hard for us to support them without importing, and that gives money to Japan, not America, and it shows America that we would rather import and they don't have to spend their time, when we would rather give them our money for them to give us the games in English form, that kind of thing. So that's it. The 10 RPGs, the 10 saviors of the RPGs, as a part of my Save Us 2012. I want you guys to spread the word on these games, buy them if possible, and get the popularity of these games out and have them released worldwide, because I want to see the RPG come back. I want the RPG to be the major gaming franchise in the next generation. I don't want it to be FPS again. FPS ran its course this entire generation. I don't care if FPS games are still around, but I want their amount of, how oversaturated the genre is to be down. I like playing FPS games, but not enough to have like 10 million games come out a year. I want more RPGs. That's like my favorite genre. RPGs and platformers. Bring those more out this next generation, especially RPGs. So join this. Help out the 10 saviors of the RPGs. Save Us 2012. All these groups like Operation Rainfall, Operation Starstorm, Fire Emblem 12 Liberation Army, and the Tales of Grace's F support. Support these games. Support your RPGs. And let's get more RPGs released worldwide and more Japanese games in general. I'm SnipingIsFun. Hope you guys like this. Subscribe if you want to, and I'll see you guys in my next movie.